Episode 40 of the Habs Culture Podcast. My name is Mark Anthony Bertaja. I'm alongside Justin Schwartz. Today's going to be a bit of a different episode. We'll explain what we're going to do in a few minutes. First, we'll talk about how the Habs lost to an expansion team last night in a full-capacity Bell Center for the first time in a while. 4-3 shootout. Shootout loss. Overtime was good. Shootout was fun. It went to 7 rounds, I think. 6-7. Larson scored in his own net. Weidman kind of scored in his own net with the help of Gord. And yeah, kind of an exciting game. They also lost to Vancouver 5-3, 10:50 p.m. start Eastern time, which was horrible. But look, the Habs have a game tonight in Philly. It's actually starting now while we're recording. So maybe live updates for the first time ever. Oh, no, we've done that.
Have we?
Have we done live? No, we've done during a game? Have we? We've done intermission.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've done intermission, but like that was only on live stream though.
Oh, it's true. That was never. Yeah, you're right. That was on Instagram. Follow our Instagram, by the way.
Yeah. down below.
Yeah. And then yeah, they come back on a little home game stretch and play Arizona. That's their first game back from Philly tonight.
I don't want to mess with Arizona these days, though.
Yeah, speaking of Arizona, Jacob Chychrun. Arizona's playing amazing hockey as of late. They lost to the Bruins, though. But they're playing amazing hockey. Jacob Chychrun went down with an injury in Boston, which might take him off the trade bait board. And for them, that would suck. But for us, it would be amazing because Ben Sherratt would be the best available defenseman, and his price would obviously go up. Price and demand. For concerns, Arturi Lehkonen, he was injured today. Well, he got off the ice in warm-up. They say it's an upper body injury. That was from the Montreal Canadiens, which sucks because hopefully it's not too bad. Because again, then it'll be a Jacob Chychrun type situation. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't think it is if he actually traveled and skated during warm-up, but who knows? And Ben Sherratt's playing, even though he should be sat, just for precautionary reasons. But look, we'll see what happens given Lehkonen's injury and given Chychrun's injury, if that plays a role in Sherratt, right?
Right. And also just to add on to kind of what you're saying is that the trade deadline's quickly approaching here. So again, like we're going to be pumping out content. We're probably going to have a trade deadline special at one point or another.
Yeah.
It's on a weekday, so we're going to try and do the best possible to get that out to you guys. But I mean, be aware of that. And I think it's going to be fun, right? Montreal's kind of, for the first time in a while, sellers. And again, it's tough to see some players go, but it's the reality of things here in the NHL. So it will be fun, and just keep your eye out for that.
And next episode, bit of a teaser. We have a very, very good guest with us who will be joining us. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for who it's going to be. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you, but it's a pretty significant guest that we're having on the podcast, and we're very excited that he's joining us and that we'll be able to speak with him and get his insight on what's to come with the Habs and what's currently going on with the Habs. So today, what we're doing, I'm sure you guys were waiting from when I started at the beginning. We're going to be playing games. Yeah, believe it or not, we're going to be playing quizzes.
No, what do you mean? We're playing Subway Surfer, no?
Okay, if you want to. You know that game when you lose Wi-Fi connection? It's like that
the one
dinosaur
where you jump over
the
obstacles. Yeah,
we'll be playing that for 3 hours straight. So yeah, we're playing like quizzes, NHL quizzes, Habs quizzes, just to get our trivia. For those who are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we'll explain as much as we can what's going on. And for those who are going to watch on YouTube, and even if you want to switch over from Spotify to YouTube and check out what's going on, you'll be able to see because we'll be sharing the screen. Yep, so we're actually, Justin, don't forget to share your screen. We're going to need that.
Yeah, of course.
And then we'll be good to go.
There you go.
So you mind just we'll add this there, and you'll mention the website and the game?
Yeah, of course. So we're playing on a site called Sporkle. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it before. But I mean, it's a pretty popular site, especially if you want to test your knowledge. But we're going to be doing a can you name the current NHL captains in the NHL? You know, a little bit of fun just to see. Look, I mean, I don't know about Mark, but sometimes these types of quizzes throw you off when you really think you know what you're talking about. So
when you're under pressure and you have people listening to you,
and Mark, not to mention, this is a 5-minute timer on this one. So they're basically telling us that the max amount of time that we can take up for this specific quiz is 5 minutes. So we kind of gotta be on the ball today.
Are we going in order or just rapid fire names? Then we kind of fill in what's empty.
Well, the thing is that, I mean, we'll do that. We'll do whichever. I think it doesn't really matter as long as we name the team that we're speaking about, of course. Just because for the ones listening, like I said, we just want to be as clear as possible.
So try to go in order, and if we can't, we'll skip. Right
there, you go. Exactly. Okay. So we're gonna start this off right now. We have to be on the ball right away. So we are starting right now.
Let's do this.
Anaheim Ducks. I think that's a pretty obvious one. We got
Getzlaf.
I'm gonna have to read these properly there. Boston Bruins.
Bergeron. There we go. We're moving.
We're moving. Carolina Hurricanes, 2019 captain.
It's Jordan Staal.
Oh, it's Jordan Staal, right? There you go. Yeah. Chicago Blackhawks. That's pretty obvious. He's been the captain for over 12 years now. Jonathan Taves, get that out of there. Colorado Avalanche. That was in
Landeskog
2012 as well. Yeah, Landeskog, the young captain at the time.
Yeah, there we go. We're moving.
Columbus Blue Jackets in 2021.
This one's tough because it was Foligno. Now it's
Boone Jenner.
Exactly.
There you go. Dallas Stars 2013. Jamie Benn. Art Ross winner with 80 points.
Brother of Jordy, former Habs player.
There you go. Always got to get our Habs content up. Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings in 2020.
The Red Wings.
Who is the captain? Who got named captain?
Dylan
Larkin. Thank you. There you go. See, I don't want to embarrass myself. Edmonton Oilers.
I hate this guy. This guy is such a bad hockey player. Connor McDavid.
Florida Panthers in 2018.
Barkov.
Sasha.
There we go. We're moving.
Kings. Well, Dustin Brown was stripped of his captaincy for.
They're kind of like the California teams love stripping their captains, eh?
Yeah, it's a little weird, eh? Anze Kopitar. Minnesota Wild in 2020.
That's
Spurgeon. Spurgeon. Montreal Canadiens in 2018.
Oh yeah.
But he's not with us right now.
Shea Weber.
There'll
be a new one next year, so
there you go. Stay tuned for that too. Nashville Predators 2017.
Beast himself.
Is it the Roman Hammer?
Yeah, it's the Roman Hammer. It's a good nickname.
Yossi.
I like that.
New Jersey Devils 2020. He's a young captain too, eh, Nico?
Yeah.
Nico Hischier.
I don't think he's the youngest yet. I think it's McDavid. I think McDavid beat Landeskog by a few months.
Yeah, I think you're
killing
right.
time. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. I think we're good.
Yeah.
New York Islanders in 2018.
That's Anders
I'm blanking
Lee.
on this one. Oh, there you go. Anders Lee. He's an underrated player in the league for sure. Ottawa Senators, newly named captain, Brady.
And fourth overall. No, was he? Yeah, fourth overall pick.
Don't get us started with that. 2012, Philadelphia Flyers, Claude Giroux. And he might be on his way out.
Yeah. He's playing his 1,000th career game, I think, tonight, actually, against the Habs. As a.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. I think you are right about that. Penguins since 2007, not 2017. 2007. Yeah.
This guy's okay at hockey, too.
Said the kid. Honestly, going down as maybe one of the most underrated players in the league right now.
It's true.
Still so good. San Jose Sharks, 2019.
Couture.
Yeah, Couture, right.
That's the other team that stripped their captains many times.
Right.
But
Seattle Kraken, 2021.
Giordano.
There we go. Gio.
He might be traded too. Who knows?
That's true. St. Louis Blues, 2020. Is that O'Reilly?
O'Reilly, yes.
O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Tampa, 2014. Obviously, we've got
Steven.
Stammer the Hammer. Steven Stamkos.
Steven.
And next
Not a fan of that guy, anyways.
Really?
Nah, I don't like him.
Interesting.
Something about him.
Toronto Maple Leafs, 2019.
Pajama Boy. Try typing that and see if it works.
The overpaid man himself, John Tavares. Vancouver Canucks, 2019.
It's Bo Horvat.
Oh, yeah, Bo Horvat.
Yep.
Biggest Golden Knights 2020. Mark
Stone, yeah.
Mark Stone. We've got 2 left with 1:30 to go. We can take our time here.
And I was blabbering about random stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
So look at us,
we're
guys.
just too good for this.
Try and beat us. I want to see someone send a screenshot. Even though we're killing time as we're doing this right now.
Yeah, we're not going to really hit the record here.
Ovechkin and Wheeler. Let's just plug them in.
Ovechkin and Blake Wheeler for the Winnipeg Jets. It is complete. The average score is 66%. So I mean,
wow, who are these garbage quiz players?
Yeah, seriously. Anyway,
that
was fun. Honestly, I thought it'd be a little bit harder because at one point, like for example, like Florida's captain, was I want to say it was like a weird name, like it was like a weird third line player. Like, am I wrong?
It was. Yeah, it was like See, I can't even.
Was it like Sean Thornton or something? No,
it
wasn't.
But it was like an older player, veteran type of.
Yeah,
guy.
I'm blanking. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, for the most part, we killed that. So
yeah. I forgot Calgary because their captain kind of left in the expansion draft. So
Giordano. Right, true. I don't know. Sabres' last captain was Eichel, right?
Eichel, yeah.
And then the Rangers couldn't even tell you.
The Rangers' last captain's McDonough.
Right, that was a long time ago. But honestly,
Yeah.
at this point, I mean, I think you named the guy.
I think they should have already named it already.
I feel like it's got to be Zib, no?
Zib. I think it's gonna be Kreider now that he's going crazy, right?
Right. But there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of letters to go around on that team. Like you can give Panarin an A, Fox an A, Trouba an A. Anyway, okay,
give it to
so that was
Shesterkin.
Shesty, yeah. Oh, question. Okay, so now that we're on this topic, because I feel like this game could bring up various topics. Right now, who's your leader for the Hart?
Oh, it's Shesterkin.
It's Shesterkin. I know. I don't like to, and for me too, I'm on the same page. But is Matthews contending in that?
Probably, but it's just for me, if a goalie's playing that well, it's so tough to be so consistent as a goalie and put up those crazy numbers consistently.
Right.
That you just have to give it to like I was thinking about this today. Like you're comparing a guy or a player that Sorry, I just muted myself.
No worries.
Let's say Matthews scores 3 goals one night, and the next game he gets completely taken off the score sheet.
Sure.
His goals will still be at 40 or whatever they're at.
Right.
If Shesterkin has a crazy game, but then lets in 4 the next game, his average shoots down drastically.
Right.
Drastically. What the hell did I just say?
Drastically.
It shoots down drastically, right? So he has to consistently be stopping pucks. Like he cannot. So I just feel like if his numbers are this high, you got to give it to him, and they're winning games.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Unfortunately, the last 2 games for him have gone a little bit south. Like I think last night he led in 6.
He did, yeah.
And you know what? It's too bad because like I think on the list of all-time save percentage in a season, he was like number 2 behind Jack Plante.
Yeah, he was up there
at like 941, I believe. Which is, I mean, you know better than I do as a goalie, but I mean that's insane. That's incredible.
It's crazy the numbers he's doing.
So I mean, with that being said, like I feel like he deserves it. I mean, McDavid will always be up there because I think we forget that like without McDavid, the Oilers are who knows what.
Yeah, it's just when a goalie's finally doing that well. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
And when they're doing that good, just got to give it to him no matter what the player's doing.
Oh no, and like I was even like I don't even think McDavid, like I would put McDavid at even maybe 3 or 4. Like I
this year, nah,
Huberdeau up there even, you know, like guys like and honestly like guys like a guy like Kirill Kaprizov, who, I mean, again, like I wouldn't put him in the top 3, but I would say like it's crazy how everything's kind of opened up this year, right? Like, I think without Shesterkin, I mean, you look at the Rangers and they have a good team. There's no doubt about that, but I just don't think that they're nearly the same team that they are right now. So
I don't know.
Do we want to move on to the next quiz? This one's more Habs oriented.
Yeah, this one's more Habs oriented. Exactly.
So it just popped up on the screen. They give us a 10-minute timer to fill out the goals, assists, points, and wins leaders for the Montreal Canadiens from 2010 to 2019. So
this one's not going to be easy. This one's not going to be easy.
That's what I was about to say. So like at first glance, it like looks easy, right? Because you're like, oh well, plug in Pacioretty, plug in, you know, Andre Kostitsyn or Mike Camilleri. But you know what? Like I think we'd be surprised. I think we're going to be surprised here, Mark.
Like for those listening and not watching, like it's every year, and then let's say 2010 goals, assists, points, wins. And you have to fill in that player, and it goes all the way to 2019.
Right. So it's gonna, and look, like if we put in Pacioretty, for example, it will fill out for wherever Pacioretty
was multiple
belongs,
times.
Right? But I mean, like, look, like 2013, like off the top of my head, I can't think. Whatever, we're gonna work through it. We have 10 minutes to do it. Let's see. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I wonder if we'll actually fill it out. Like, I'm really curious.
Because we have to like put into consideration also like the wins. Like if we take 20, when did Price go down? Was 2016, 2015?
Wait, hold on though. Like it's okay, but wins is. Are they asking for the number of wins the Habs had, or the goalie that had them?
The goalie, yeah.
Because if it would be number of wins, that would be kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
But okay, here we go. Like, should we?
Let's just start and see what happens. But look,
of course.
I don't know if we're gonna fill up this whole thing, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know either. But let's try it. We'll see where we get. And again, try this at home if you'd like. It's definitely harder than it looks.
And we'll talk about the players. We're not gonna try and rush through this. We'll just joke around, talk about it.
If we don't get it, we don't get it, right?
Get some fun facts in. Yeah, let's do this.
There we go. All right, starting it right now. So we're not going to go in sequential order here, in terms of year, but we'll just kind of like spit names off the top of our head. So the one that comes to mind for me is Pacioretty off the bat, right?
Yeah, and then we'll name where he gets slotted in here.
Right. So Pacioretty,
Yeah, there's
did
no
I?
T.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there's no T. You always put
dude,
the T, yeah.
Achi. It's not an easy name to write, but anyway, there we go. Okay, so he gets slotted in a lot.
Wow.
That builds up a
Okay.
lot for us.
Jeez.
So I'll name them. So
Yeah,
2012
name them.
points, 2013 points, 2014 goals and points, 2015 goals and points, 2016 goals and points. So this guy, I
He was
think
the
he's
leader of all
criminally
those categories.
underrated.
Yeah.
Criminally underrated within our organization. Unfortunately, was you know was
It was a
flamed by the
sour
media.
ending. Sour
Yeah,
ending, we'll say.
yeah. There you go. Okay. Do you have any other names in mind here that we can
I say we throw in Carey Price just to get that out of the way.
Okay, let's see. I'm really curious to see. Oh wow. Okay.
Pretty
There we
much
go.
every year.
So every year except 2010. So does that beg the question? 2010, is that Halak?
So wait, when he went down that year and like barely played, he still had the most wins?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. When was that? Was that in 20?
Like, remember he got hurt by Kreider, came back, won every single trophy possible, and then had kind of a stinker year.
Mm-hmm.
And then got injured, and then
so I guess he was still relevant. I mean, in terms
well,
of wins, that's pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have led the team with 20 wins for all we know, but still pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
2010. So is that Halak then?
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Let's try it. There we go.
There we
so
go.
we unlocked
Okay.
that. So it was
goalies are
Halak's
done.
turn in 2010, and then Price took over from there.
That was what a decision that was, man.
You know what though? It could have gone either way. Like it's crazy.
It's a lot like the Fleury Murray decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that decision, except that you're trading Fleury past his prime, but he's still a very good goalie. Here, you would have traded Price literally 3 years. 3 years
or like
before his
right,
prime.
yeah, right before it, exactly. Okay. Another name because I know in 2018 that Domi was killing it for us, or was that 2019?
It was 2018.
2018
was
we'll see. I'm gonna put him in anyway.
Yeah, maybe 2019. I've kind of lost track.
2019, yeah, there you go. Exactly. So he led the team in assists and points. So in 2019, who was the leader in goals? I'm trying to think of that. It was like at the time, like let's think about this. What like Pacioretty wasn't on our team anymore, right? So
no.
and Suzuki,
I know who it is.
Give me a hint. Oh, there you go. How many did he put up there?
I'm not sure, but I remember.
Oh, it wasn't Tatar.
It wasn't Tatar.
Was it Gallagher?
Oh, he scored 30 one of those years.
Yeah.
Maybe 2017.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. That's actually that's funny because I think Brendan Gallagher's like the 3 years that he put up 30, 2017, 2018, 2019, like that flies under the radar.
And people wonder why he got that money. There's your answer.
Yeah. Like, look, like, is it a favorable contract at this point in time? Like, definitely not. But I mean,
it's what you deserve, not what you're gonna do later.
Right. Definitely. 2018. Like, do we want to fill out that 2016? Like these assist spots here.
2018. Yeah, we could try. 2018. Oh, 2016. I think it's gonna be Galchenyuk.
Really? I'm trying that. Let's see that. I thought you read his name though. No.
Yeah.
Pretty. Okay, so I'm like almost 100% sure.
Yeah. Wow.
20. Okay. For some reason, I'm feeling like I feel like Eric Cole is somewhere here.
Okay, just shoot that in.
Oh, where though? Where? Like, I'm gonna put it. Okay, that was 2012.
2012. Oh, it's been a while.
Oh, it does not feel that long.
He had the most goals as well. Good for him.
I feel like assists for 2012 has got to be Darren there.
They'll slot that in.
But I don't know how to write his name. Do you?
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. You got it.
So in 2012. So we finished.
Okay, we did 2012 first. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Oh no, we did 2019 first.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, but let's focus. 2010.
Throw in Camilleri.
I think so.
Nothing for Camilleri?
I thought you read his name.
Like
I messed it up way too many times to not know how to write it.
Let's do Koivu. Try and get that 2011, 2010 maybe. Or was he before? No, he was before. 2000. He was there 2009.
Is it Kostitsin? Do you know how to write that guy's name?
Try.
Want to search that up? Because it's got to be, no?
Oh yeah, let me check Kostitsin. It has to be one of them.
For 2010, I mean.
Okay,
I feel like
you ready?
Yeah. KOS.
KOS.
Yeah.
TITSYN.
Whoa. TITS.
YN.
YN. Nothing. Dude, what am I missing in 2010, 2011? Oh. Was this before the time or Kovalev?
I feel like that. Nothing. No, I feel like that was It was.
Dude, what am I missing?
He was before.
Okay, but should we focus on like the 20 like?
Yeah, let's try and finish 2016, 2017.
Okay.
Or even 2018 for that matter.
2016 assists. I mean, it can't be.
Okay, it's not it's not Drouin.
Dano,
Drouin?
no chance. Oh
Oh my
wow,
god, Drouin 2018, 2017. Yeah.
that's I didn't. Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, great. So we filled out 2017, 2018, 2016 though.
Let's
It
try and
wasn't
think of this
Galchenyuk.
roster. It's not Galchenyuk. I thought it was Galchenyuk, to be honest.
Wasn't Gallagher. Yeah, so would I. Wasn't Gallagher. There's someone like out of the blue here. Though,
We
like,
tried Desharnais, so even
yeah,
2015 would have slotted that in. Assist is tough.
it is tough because I'm trying to think of like.
What about Subban?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So we got 2013, 2014, 2015, all assists.
Yeah.
That's good. But you know what's crazy here, Mark? 2013, Pacioretty led the team in points, Subban in assists, but who led the team in goals in 2013?
2016, throw in Weber for assist.
Oh,
nothing.
Weber.
Yeah, who led the team in goals in 2013?
The defenseman.
Yeah, we can't forget about the defenseman. Markov, 2016.
Markov. No.
Wow. Not even 2011. Nothing. He's not even there.
Like, who was on the 2016 roster?
Brian Flynn.
Dude.
Daniel Carr.
Oh, was it Radulov?
There we go. Radulov, the traitor himself.
The traitor himself leads it. Dude, he had such a good season in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So fun to watch. Anyway, okay, now all we have is 2010 and 2011, but we're missing a lot here.
We're missing 2013 goals also.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's interesting. 2013.
We're doing not bad, though.
No, we're not. And we still have 3 minutes to spare, so let's see what we can do. I'm blanking so hard.
Because we're not searching anything up. Like, we don't want to see rosters. We don't want to see anything now. Well, the top
I really want to be surprised of these answers, or I want to get them. Like, one or the other.
Okay, let's try and think of these teams. It's tough. 2010. That's a long.
Look, I was a fan in 2010, but dude, how old were we?
Well, 10 years ago, we were 8.
8?
Oh, 9. I'm 19.
No, okay, but that's 19, a long time ago. Goals.
Like, who was good on that team?
I couldn't. Oh,
Daniel Briere. Throw in a Daniel Briere.
Wow, nothing. Probably not.
I doubt it. Matthew Darsh. Throwing GMs here. Let's go.
Oh,
nothing.
Darsh, Briere. Dude, I feel like I've said dude like 100 times, but.
Well, let's try 2013. Even 2013 goals. Like, before Pacioretty.
It's going to be so random.
It has to be those random guys, right?
Yeah, but still, to lead the team in goals, you still got to, have put up some substantial numbers.
Yeah.
Like, you probably put up, 30 goals, 25 goals at least.
Man, who could it be?
2010. Wait, 2010 is when we made it to the cup, to the Eastern Conference Final against.
Lost to Philly, yeah.
Oh, no, you said Camilleri. That was no-go.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm surprised not Camilleri.
Am I writing it wrong, or did the person write it wrong?
Let me just make sure.
No, because I know it's Cammalleri. But
yeah, it's that.
Unless imagine the guy that made the quiz, because he wrote Jonathan wrong, I think.
Yeah, he wrote Jonathan wrong.
So what if he just mispronounced Kostitsyn or
But I'm sure the last name. Yeah, it could be that he just Yeah.
That would be really annoying.
It would be.
But I don't want to give up because maybe
we have a minute left.
We
could try here. A minute left.
I think it's got to be Kostitsyn though. No, I'm saying that
When was Thomas Vanek acquired? 2012. Oh God,
this is really troubling.
Well, it's tough these years.
Where was Latendresse relevant in 20, or was that earlier?
No, Latendresse was on the team in 2010.
How?
RESSE. Yeah. Oh,
nothing. That's how you write it.
What about throw in Hal Gill?
Dude.
Throw in Maxime Latendresse. Oh, we just did Latendresse.
Oh, what about Lapierre?
Yeah, that's the other one I was looking for. Lapierre. Nothing.
Where we have 15 seconds left. I feel like we were snubbed here. It would be unfortunate, but I think
2013 goal. Who was that?
Especially on that team, with Subban,
Pacioretty, Price.
Camilleri was there, I think. Yeah.
Who's the number 1 center?
Oh my God, oh my God,
Oh God, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, we're gonna get flamed for that. I mean, the Michael Ryder one wasn't obvious.
Michael Ryder's not obvious, no.
But the Plekanec, Why'd I say his
Scott
name like that?
Gomez. Yeah, people were probably
Mechanics.
yelling about that one because he did well for that 1 year.
Oh man.
Gianta so we're
I'm
just missing
upset.
Plekanec, Gianta, and Gomez. Those are the three we're
We
missing.
fumbled that one a little bit.
Yeah, we fumbled,
And by the
especially the
way,
Plekanec one, especially the
yeah,
Plekanec one.
yeah, yeah. I'm upset about that one. I'm not gonna lie. But I just wanted to alert everyone who's
Oh,
listening a day late, probably. But Kevin Hayes opens the scoring for Philadelphia.
wonderful.
Assisted by Travis Sanheim and James Van Riemsdyk. And I'm pretty sure as we speak, the Montreal Canadiens are on the power play. So let's see if Chris Weidman can work his magic quarterbacking that power play.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But anyway, that was fun. That was fun. I'm a little bit disappointed, but for the most part, we did pretty well. But as you could tell, like we're definitely not casual fans, but I mean, 2012 on, like my memory fades 2010, 2011, 2009, like that.
Sorry. Breaking news. I'm sorry to completely cut you off on this, but I
You're
have
good.
to cut you off. Tom Brady has unretired.
Are you kidding?
He just tweeted on Twitter right now saying,
Oh God.
I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business. LFG.
You gotta be kidding me, man. Dude, what's this? You know what? I've never been a Brady guy, and I don't want people to come at me for this, but like, what's with the publicity stunt here?
He met Ronaldo yesterday, and he's probably like, wow, or a few days ago, and he's probably like, wow, this guy's still going at it. See if I can do it. And look, I'm not a huge football guy. I don't know much about it, but he probably looking at the other teams and all the acquisitions and all the signings, like maybe I can have another run at this.
What a loser. I really dislike him.
It's because that's why I found it weird when he retired, because he was still able to play.
And he was playing at an elite level.
Exactly. It's like if LeBron retired now. It's like, what?
But like, does it not like then what you went into retirement for what, a month?
Yeah.
Like what do you benefit from doing that? Like maybe it was a change
reactions,
of
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, just change of I don't know.
Anyway,
so yeah, we forgot Plekanec, Gomez, Gianta.
All I was saying is that like my memory fades 2010, 2011.
That's
like,
tough though. It's tough. We were young.
But you know what? Like we should have got Plekanec. We should have got that.
We should have at least guessed.
Gianta, I think we should have got as well.
Yeah. Ryder, no chance.
But with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because we've completed our 2 quizzes here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can just, talk about some news around the league, maybe.
Yeah.
Just chat. But that was fun. I'd definitely like to do that again, maybe. But I want, like, because we were looking for a bunch of new quizzes, but there isn't anything too enticing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's not much that we can do. Well, maybe for other episodes we can try again and look for some better ones.
Yeah, we'll prepare in advance. We were kind of doing it on the spot, but yeah, it was fun though. This one was a lot of fun. The one we just did.
That one was fun. And look, we're reaching the 30-minute mark. We're not going to do too long of an episode, but I just want to get your take on this. Yep. Because it's a very controversial topic.
Sure.
Officiating. Okay, so last week we saw some games that were determined by non-calls. So the hook that Ovechkin did on Hyman, that wasn't called. The hold that Chychrun did on Matthews and then scored in overtime, which wasn't called. And then the Kadri flopping and high stick to the face, whatever happened in Carolina, which wasn't called, or called on the other end for one team and not for another.
Right.
Would you rather have an official call a penalty with 30 seconds left, tie game, or a minute and a half left, tie game, 2 teams that are fighting for a playoff spot, or say play it out and whatever happens?
You know what, Mark? To be honest with you, this is such a tough conversation, or a tough answer to give.
Because before you go, in the NHL, there's regular season officiating and playoff officiating, right? That's what there is.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we talk about teams, like when we talk about our Stanley Cup predictions, and teams like Colorado, teams like Washington, like we talked about this on last episode. Like there's some teams that benefit too much on the power play, right? That won't get those calls in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, honestly, Mark, like, look, I refed a little bit, but definitely not high levels. But the point being that, like, I don't even know how to answer your question, to be honest with you. Like, to be honest, like watching that Edmonton-Washington game, that hook by Ovechkin was blatant. It was blatant. It was
Mhm.
obvious. And anyone that tells me otherwise, like I feel like you need to watch the game over again.
Yeah.
The Matthews Chikrin one again was pretty
He
obvious,
held
but
his stick.
again,
He held his
yeah,
stick.
he did. But you know what, Mark? The truth of the matter is that I understand that you're at the NHL level and the officiating is supposed to be top notch, and there's no doubt about that. And in an overtime period or with a minute left, the rest they have to be attentive and they have to be on the ball. But the truth is that they're not going to be able to catch everything. And I don't want people coming at me saying, well, they're not going to catch everything, but they have to catch most. And you're right about that.
Mhm.
But the problem is that they miss a lot, maybe in the second period with 5 minutes left, that no one complains about because of the timing and because of the situation in the game. It's the fact that these two penalties or these three calls that were considered no calls happened at prime points throughout the game, right? So they get more traction and they get more of a spotlight. But I don't know, like, what's your answer? Like, I don't know what my take is.
I don't think it's a missed call. I think the whistles are just put away. And they know it's a penalty. They just as officials don't want to be the deciding factor of a hockey game. They'd rather the non-call be a deciding factor than a bad call be a deciding factor.
Yeah, I can
You know what I
100%
mean?
agree with that. Yeah.
Like, but take it like look, we'll look at the Matthews example here. That's a hold. Like
It's a hold.
100%. I don't care what fan base you are. That's a hold. He grabbed onto his stick, but Matthews stopped skating after. Keep skating.
Right.
Right? Keep skating. But that's a hold. That should have been called. But as we can see, those things aren't going to be called. And in the playoffs, it doesn't get called at all, especially in the dying minutes. We've seen during the run last year, we've seen guys come out with blood on their face because of a high stick, a punch right to the nose in game 6 or whatever it was in Montreal where Suzuki got socked in the mouth. No call. They won't call anything. But in the regular season, look, when refs make a bad call, they get slandered. When they don't make a call, they get slandered.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's always going to be someone who's mad.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to, do you want it to be like the NBA where everything gets called and you're kind of like, well, let the players play? And, well, this is a soft league now. It's not even fun to watch anymore because there's always whistles.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want it to be where the players have to adapt that it might happen that it's not going to get called, but it might get called? Like, it's either. Here's my take. I know I'm going all over the place here.
No, but honestly, just to cut you off quickly, like it's a tough answer to give.
I just want consistency. You either call it or you don't. Don't start calling it one night and then not calling it the other night. If you're not going to call it, make it universal throughout the whole league.
And you know what, Mark? Unfortunately, like, and I'm not like flaming your answer, but what I am saying is that unfortunately the reality is that will never happen because it changes within each reffing
the human being.
Like
it's
right
human beings.
Like it's like making a penalty call is about interpretation, right? And you can say, oh, this is a trip because he fell over the guy's stick, or you could say this is not a trip because he didn't fall on the ground or he kept himself up, right? Like, and again, like, refs are supposed to be on the same page for the most part, which they are. But the truth is, like you said, they're human beings and they're gonna make mistakes. And like listening to the 32 Thoughts podcast, like Elliot Friedman made the exact same comment that you made in terms of being human beings and the fact that you're like, and they actually got into an argument, Marek and Friedman, like, because there wasn't, because again, it's pure interpretation.
Yeah.
And it's tough. But you know what? I feel bad for the refs because, like you said, they either get slandered for not making a call or they get slandered for making a call in the dying minute. So it's like, what do you want, right?
Because I remember there was one season where they changed the slashing rule. You know, now the rule, if you touch the gloves, automatic, you're in the box.
Right.
So during the preseason, the refs told the players, we're calling absolutely everything. Even if it's weak, we're calling it because we want the players to adjust.
Sure.
That's why they don't do it in regular season. So in the regular season, either call everything, even if it comes down to, because game 82, game 72, for some teams, that's a playoff game because you're fighting for a playoff spot.
Sure.
but it's technically the regular season. So I don't mind splitting up the regular season calls versus playoff calls. But make sure from game 1 and game 82, it's the same regular season calls. Not you're switching from back and forth to playoff because it's an important game. I don't want to call this. I don't want to call that. You know what I mean? It's never going to happen because in their minds, the refs, they're saying, if I make this call and it wasn't the right call, this team might miss out on making the playoffs. And this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Because during the playoffs, I remember watching last year the Habs and against the Leafs and against all these teams, and I'm like, the only way teams are going to go on the power play here is if they flip the puck over the glass. It's the only way.
It's not going
Because
to be
you
because
can't miss that. You can't.
Unless
it's happened before, but
see, Mark, the problem is here is that what I was just about to add on to your comment is, and I was going to say, if it's a flipped puck over the glass, yes, or if it's a blatantly obvious call to make, or blatantly obvious call to make. But the truth of the matter is that the calls that we've seen over the past week that were not made are blatantly obvious. So it again, it begs the question, and there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. It's so inconsistent. But you know what? The one thing that I'm thankful for is the fact that regardless of the direction in which officiating goes in this league, it will never get to the extremity of the NBA, for example. It will never.
Because like I said, the ref would rather his non-call decide the game than his bad call decide the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what Friedman said. That's exactly what he said. And I think that most franchises and fan bases would prefer that. But the truth is, unfortunately, is that whether you're a Leafs fan in that situation or you're a Edmonton fan in that situation, you're going to be upset. But if you're a Washington fan in that situation, or if you're an Arizona fan, for the few that are out there, you're going to be happy, right? So it's like you can't please everyone, and that's the truth. So,
like, remember when well, first of all, since we're talking about refs, the thing I hate the most is makeup calls.
That's the worst.
Because you could smell them coming. You could feel it coming because they miss a call and they'll call it right after, even though it's not a penalty. If you missed a call, you missed it.
Right.
Don't start making up for it.
And you know what the worst part is, Mark? It's like, as a fan, as a hockey fan, even if I'm not watching a Habs game, it's like, oh, the Habs just got this power play. Oh, the next power play is going to Philly. Like, and like, why should that be? Like, if Montreal deserves 3 penalties in a row or 3 power plays in a row, for example, then so be it, right? Like, and that's the way it should go.
Especially in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you shouldn't start handing out. Yeah.
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't try to even out the game just because one got it. Oh, the next thing that happens, that's going to Philly. Like, no, right?
Like, remember in the bubble when Niskanen absolutely clobbered Gallagher, 2-hand cross check to that chin, to the mouth.
Yeah, of course, and he broke
gushing
his jaw.
blood, broke it, no call.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't remember if it happened. Like, I don't remember. If we're a Philly fan, that happens. There's no call. You're like, oof, relief, no 4-minute penalty. But then something weak happens along the boards, and they call boarding or interference 2 minutes for Philly. That's a makeup call, but it shouldn't happen. I don't know if it did happen, but I'm just saying you missed the call. Don't make it up by it for a weak one. But
100%. But again, it's so much speculation. But you're 100% right, and like we're only going to see going forward. But the thing is, and the beauty of this sport is that like come playoff time, everyone knows, and it's that the whistles get put away. They get put away, and that's and there's no and fan bases and organizations are going to argue for calls, and there's no doubt about that. But everyone knows going in what the consistency of the Stanley Cup playoffs provide. So with that being said, there's no one like, yes, there's going to be arguing, and yes, there's going to be shouting and yelling from people all over the world, but everyone knows the standard. Everyone is accustomed to the standard. So, but that's the problem with the regular season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'd rather it in the regular season than in the playoffs.
100%.
So
did you see the new Stanley Cup playoffs logo, by the way?
I'm really happy that I got the old one on the Suzuki jersey. I'm not a big fan.
Oh, I'm really happy they made the finals for that one.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like they literally took the LA Kings logo and replaced the letters.
Seriously. They were just look, they're trying to
modernize.
Be new, different.
It looked so good. Like it looked so like because they're the only league in the only league in the major sports that has silver and black, and silver and black looks so nice. Like it looks amazing. Better than the NBA and MLB, whatever, red and blue, and right, MLB's red and blue.
You're saying for what?
The logo.
Like, the logo, yeah. Red and blue, yeah, and white, yeah.
And what? Yeah, exactly the NBA. NFL too, yeah, right. So
NFL too, yeah. It's funny.
So like it's nice, it's different, and then they had that nice Stanley Cup logo, Stanley Cup playoffs, cool fun, and now they just made it bland. Like I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, no,
It's
neither
not gonna
neither
look
am
good on
I.
a jersey.
Definitely
Whatever.
not. Yeah,
Anyways.
but anyway, I mean, whatever. They're doing their best. And speaking
Yeah.
of that, just one more thing before we take off. I mean, the Canadian Heritage Classic game was played today in
Mhm.
Hamilton between the Leafs and the Sabres. The Sabres ended up taking that game 5-2. The Leafs are struggling as of late, and look, I don't really care to see the Leafs lose. Like, I'm not a fan of their fans, but I don't really like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really.
Yeah.
I hate like I we're a little bit on different pages in that
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
but it's nuts. It's really nuts because
It was what, 5-2?
5-2 and with an empty net. Yeah.
It's good for the Habs that the Sabres won.
Yeah, true. Except the Sabres
Yeah.
are not as far down as you would expect, but
Yeah, but it's always good to see
the
who was in
bottom
nets
team
for the
wins.
Leafs?
Mrazek, because Campbell's
Oh
out.
no. Oh no. I thought they're gonna play that random guy.
But you know what? Oh, right. The Holgren or I don't know. I forget his
Yeah,
name.
they're in a hole, man.
But you know
They're in
what's
a hole.
their goalie situation is equally as bad as the goalie situation in Edmonton. And come at me all you
Yeah.
want. Come at me all you want. But the truth is that the Leafs and Edmonton have one thing in common in the regular season is that they're both able to put up 4 or 5 goals a game. That's not happening in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not.
So I mean, you look. I think I like Jack Campbell as a person. I think he's a very mediocre goalie. Mrazek on Carolina. I don't know what happened. I think the injury is keeping him out. I don't know.
He's nervous.
I don't know what it is, but he can't save a beach ball right now. If it came down to
First of all, there's also the fact that like goalies have a style and the defensemen have to adapt to that style. Toronto's a very offensive team. Mrazek's a very offensive goal. That guy's 6 feet out of his crease all the time, which I find extremely weird, but whatever. What did I want to say? First of all, I'm just gonna say this: Jack Campbell was an all-star and Shesterkin wasn't. Boom, I said it. Anyways,
Yeah. Well, the All-Star game is flawed to begin with. So.
yeah. Anyways, like Shesterkin's gonna win the Hart and he wasn't an all-star. Like what? Anyway, like,
they need to revamp that like tremendously because like we've talked about this before, but it's the fact that like you look at NBA resumes primarily. If you make the All-Star game, it's like 2-time champ, 10-time All-Star. But like in the NHL, you're not saying you talk about their cups, you talk about their Hart trophies, you talk about their Vezina trophies. You're not talking about the times that they made the All-Star game, and that's purely because of the precedent that has been set in the NHL.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
for
tweet.
All-Star games.
It's gonna be a good tweet that he literally might win MVP, but wasn't an All-Star.
Look, there's a lot, and you got Adam Pelech as an All-Star defenseman, right? But you don't have certain other guys. Whatever. It's a little bit of a joke, and the NHL needs to improve in that aspect. But all of this to say is that the Leafs are struggling mightily, and what are you gonna do?
And look, like you said, in the playoffs, can't outscore your problems. You can't outscore them. It's just impossible. And the sad thing is that the Leafs' last playoff run, they had good goaltending. Jack Campbell played well.
Played well, yeah, for sure.
Obviously, Carey Price on the other end. And I'm not saying everyone has Carey Price because Carey Price is literally, he was out of this world, literally stopping everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's on his game, he's impossible to beat.
Right.
Unless you pepper shots at him for like Tampa did for whatever, how many games straight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying you need Carey Price goaltending. Obviously, it helps. But if you have the mediocre goaltending, you got to take advantage of it, and they didn't. But for the Leafs this year, that expect not only do they have expectations to win the Stanley Cup per se, like they want to, you can't even make it out of the first round.
And they won't.
Even with mediocre goaltending, you can't make it out of the first round with this team. I'm sorry. It's the truth. No, you can't. If Jack Campbell goes in there and plays solid hockey, if he plays solid, you're not beating Tampa.
You're not beating Florida.
He needs to play like Carey Price.
Yeah.
Even at that, the defense isn't strong enough.
It's crazy, and
so if they go in there with garbage goaltending, oh my god,
dude, I have a couple friends here that are Leafs fans, and it's traumatizing.
Every year they go over the same thing.
I know, but what are they?
We added Mrazek. That's gonna help us.
But in there,
we added Michael Bunting. We're gonna be so good this year.
Mark, but in there,
forget the past. Trade Marner. No, forget that. We actually want Marner this year. No.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
They switch sides so quickly, but your team's the same exact team, except you have your first round picks. You didn't trade it for Foligno.
In their defense, though, what are they supposed to do when their first round matchup is going to be Tampa or Florida? Any team going up against those guys,
it sucks.
Right.
It sucks Last year was their chance to take advantage of getting that curse out of the window, getting the monkey off the back, the first round monkey off the back.
But even against Columbus when they lost to Columbus, right?
Well, that wasn't a first round. That wasn't first round. Was
that a play-in thing?
That was a play-in. They didn't even make it to the first round. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. So fine, but like even right, you're exactly what you're saying. Like
that was
and the problem is, Mark, is that they're going to run into this problem year after year after year after year, because the reality of it is that Tampa's in their prime, Florida's entering their prime, and Boston will always be a legitimate franchise. And we have to keep in mind that teams like Montreal at one point will become a good team. There's no doubt about that. And Ottawa's going to become a good team. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm not afraid to make this comment either. Buffalo's going to become a good team, right? So with that being said, like if Toronto, in my opinion, and I'm no GM, I'm a wannabe GM, but I'm no GM, they have to move a guy like Mitch Marner. I think he's incredible, but you have to move that contract.
You know when people say baby steps?
Sure.
Once you get into the playoffs, one shift at a time, one game at a time, one series at a time.
Right.
Every year they go into expectations where the Toronto Maple Leafs have, sorry I do this voice, but I just can't. The Toronto Maple Leafs have the third best odds to win the Stanley Cup this year. How can you have the third best odds to win the Stanley Cup if you haven't made it past the first round since 2004? No one on this roster knows what it feels like to win a playoff series with that uniform on. I don't care if you won it somewhere else. You haven't won it with that uniform on. So they always go into seasons with expectations of winning the cup. And yeah, that's great. It's great to have high expectations. We do in Montreal too. But set the bar a bit lower. First, win a series. Win one first. Then start talking.
And they still run their mouth, which is crazy. Right?
Win a series.
Like, how could you talk? But and Mark, can I? You know, Money Puck.
Yeah.
Familiar with that? So they release like the odds to make the playoffs, second round, third round, final, win cup, right? Their odds to win this, they have the Leafs with the best odds to make the Stanley Cup. To win the Stanley Cup, excuse me. How?
How is it better than a team that might three-peat?
They have according to Money Puck, they have a 13.4% chance. The Flames have an 11.5. The Panthers have a 11.5. Calgary has 9.5. Minnesota has 8.5. First of all, I don't know. No, but flawed to me. Where's Carolina? Where's
but even at that, I take what you've done previously. I know it's different rosters, and I know I take what you've done previously into account. That if someone came to me and said, Mark, you have to put $100 on the Wild or the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup, who would you put? Even if the odds are looking favorable for the Wild, you have to put Tampa because they won 2 Stanley Cups in a row.
Right.
And they know how to do it.
They know how to do it. And not only that, Mark, but the core of the team is the same, right? And the problem is with the Leafs, and I mean, I might get slandered for this, but the core of their team is the same, and they haven't won with that core. So first of all, their core doesn't know how to win. And then you're adding these additional pieces, whether it's Andre Cachet or you're adding Mikheyev or Engvall or Kampf. And don't get me wrong, I think that those are serviceable fourth and third and fourth line guys. But the truth is that when you need to play Pierre Engvall on your second line from time to time, and you need Bunting to perform on your first line, and you need TJ Brody to be a first pairing defenseman, there's your problem. And I'm no genius, I can promise you that, but there's your problem. And I don't like to, I know we like to rip on the Leafs, but honestly, I would make the same exact comments for any team if it were in front of me. We make the same comments for Edmonton. We'll make the same comments for the Leafs. And it just sucks because if I were a Leafs fan right now, I'd rather be a Habs fan than a Leafs fan right now. I really would. I really, really, really would.
Who's that? Sandin. Remember when we were crying, going crazy? Why aren't the Habs playing Romanov in the playoffs? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they playing Caulfield? Look at Sandin. Look what Sandin did in the playoffs against the Habs. When he goes behind his net, completely turns it over right to Corey Perry, to Armia, top shelf, 1-0, game 5, and they take control of the hockey game. What did Travis Dermott do in game 6? Turns over the puck at blue line, Kotkaniemi, shot, scores, we're going to game 7. Young defensemen who are getting paid not a lot of money because they have to, because there's so much cap,
and who are prone to make mistakes too,
because they can't buy veteran and better defensemen, are on this team and playing in these important games. Look at Jake Gardiner. How many times did the Leafs lose in Game 7 to the Boston Bruins? And I'm sorry, Leafs fans, that have to bring this up, but you lost so many times in Game 7, and it was always Jake Gardiner so trash, James Reimer so trash. All these guys, ship them out. You get the first overall pick. Matthews comes in rejuvenated. They lose in the first round again to the Bruins. It's Kasperi's Kapanen. It's Kapanen's fault. It's Kadri's fault. Ship them out. Ship them out. They all go somewhere else. Were they really the problem?
No.
Was it really them?
No. And that's
it's
what
Anderson's problem. Trade Anderson. Was he really the problem? Last year, it's Marner's fault. Trade him. They don't trade him. And it's the same cycle over and over and over again, blaming guys who aren't the problem.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, Mark? On top of that, another point, and I think we should finish it on this, is the fact that they signed John Tavares for, correct me if I'm wrong, $10.5 million, or is it 11?
10.5.
$10.5 million.
11.7 or
right,
something.
and
11.6.
Yeah, and Marner's 11. But the truth is, Mark, is that
or maybe Tavares 11. I think Tavares 11.
I think he is. They blamed Kadri time after time after time after time. He was shipped out, and look at the way he's playing now in a completely different offense. But the point is that he was a 30-goal scorer on the Leafs. He was a 30-goal scorer, and I've had this conversation very recently, and I was stunned at the numbers that he put up with the Leafs. Right, the amount of money that you would pay him versus a guy like John Tavares to be your second-line center, it gives you so much money to work with, to the point where you get your top 4 defensemen, you improve your top 6 or your bottom 6. The point is that they messed up with that contract, and there's no doubt about it. But the problem is that they're not making an attempt to fix that. And I'm not going to blame Dubas for everything, and I'm not going to blame Sheldon Keefe for everything. But I think that it's time to move on from a guy like Mitch Marner, because the truth is that $11 million contract is doing more harm than good at this point.
And then last thing, Bunting, who's having an amazing season, is making league minimum. He's up for a contract at the end of the season, or next.
Yeah, what is he going to demand?
Season, the one after. What's he going to demand? Money that they can't pay, so he's going to go somewhere else, and they're going to replace him with a guy who's probably going to do the same thing. But those are the guys that don't perform in the playoffs.
Right.
Those are the guys that just play with Matthews and score goals. Then you can't pay your goalie because Jack Campbell needs a contract at the end of the season, and he had a good season last year. So what's he going to demand? Is he going to want to stay here after getting slandered? You know what? You know what I mean? And you're just recycling, doing all of this just to keep that core, the core that's not winning.
It's too bad. It's too bad, because
it puts
honestly,
a smile on my face.
Yeah, well, fine. I understand that as a Habs fan, but as a hockey fan, as a pure hockey fan, like genuinely, like I have no problem with Matthews. I don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with any of the guys. I have a problem with the fan base.
The fans.
But the team
Shut
itself.
Up.
I agree, but the team itself, I would genuinely like to see make it past the first round. I really would. And you're probably and I hope there's no one at home saying, "Oh, he's not a real Habs fan." I just want to see some of these players succeed, but it's sad and I feel bad.
I don't want to see that organization. The only reason why I don't want to see it's the media. It's the media and the fans.
Yeah,
that
the
media always pumps their tires, saying this is their year, this is their year, this is their year. And O'Neill on TSN, this is an amazing Leafs team. They're going to go all the way to Stanley Cup Finals, blah, blah, blah. Bro, relax. They couldn't beat the Montreal Canadiens last season in the playoffs when they were up 3-1. They couldn't beat the Columbus Blue Jackets in a bubble series in their own arena.
And they primarily had the same team for the most part.
They got for Pasalo. They bro, you had a good goalie too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting, but it's something to
best
monitor going forward,
Could've
right?
win a best of 5.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, we almost reached an hour, which I wasn't
insane.
expecting.
And you know what? Also, one more thing. I'm not even going to go too much into it, but it's something to watch. Vegas is slowly falling out of a playoff spot.
They are.
At what point are they going to say, we need Stone and Martinez back? We need to ship Dadonov and Riley Smith at the deadline. You know what I mean? And Pacioretty skating glass out there. Poor guy. But anyway, it's the reality of the situation, and it's just crazy that they actually might miss the playoffs. And Vancouver slowly creeping up.
I have a really bad joke.
What's your joke?
It's ironic that they traded Cody Glass and other teams made of glass.
Oh, it's a dad joke, but I'll give it to you.
All right. The Habs are playing right now, so we won't do bold predictions for that, but we'll do for the Arizona game in Montreal at the Bell Center on Tuesday, Monday.
Oh, I have my bold
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I think Nick Schmaltz goes for 8 points.
8 points?
Well, he had 7 2 nights ago or a week ago.
It's true.
Why not? No. In all seriousness, though, I'm gonna give it like a high scoring game. I think it's gonna be like a 5-4, 6-5 type of game. Really? That's your score?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But my bold prediction there will be. Okay, here's my bold prediction. I think Jake Allen's gonna start that game.
I think it's gonna be Dallas.
You think it's gonna be Dallas?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
it's
it's
my hopes up for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, no, because then it's dependent on that. But
Oh,
okay.
okay.
You know what? Then I'll go with Joel Edmondson going with a 2-point night,
Okay.
two assist night or something like that.
Cool. I'm gonna go a Clayton Keller hat trick.
Oh wow, okay. So we're getting lit up.
Yeah. Clayton Keller hat trick, 3-2 win for the Arizona Coyotes at the Bell Center.
All right. I mean, I don't like it, but interesting.
But yeah, so it's been a weird episode.
It's been fun though. I've enjoyed it.
But we look forward to hearing any comments you guys have, and please stay updated, because next episode's going to be a very, very good and interesting one.
Yeah,
like we mentioned, we have a very, very good guest joining us. We're excited.
Cole Caulfield will be joining us.
Yeah. Okay. I told you not to say it, man. Anyways, so yeah, look out for that, and yeah, we're really excited for it. I hope you guys will be excited for it once you guys see the name.
Yeah,
and yeah,
we'll catch just to add one. Sorry to cut you off. Just one more thing. Just make sure to stay updated with that stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, even TikTok. We're starting to get into that game too. If you guys are interested in that, all Habs culture except for Twitter, which is Habs_culture. So just to stay updated with that stuff, we're working hard on our socials. So yeah. So with that being said, I'll let Mark take it away.
Yeah, and we'll catch you guys next time. That's all I have to say.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, see you guys.